All right, folks, it's onward and upwards. This is Galaxydoc's market preview. This is part three, our marathon session for the week, trading week, ending May 24, 2024. Today is Sunday. It's almost 1 p.m. Eastern Time on May 19th. It is Sunday. I broke it up into third part. There's one more part number four. Stay tuned for that if you want the summary and what we're watching as a group at Galaxydoc Market. And again, thank you so much for getting to this point. And this is part three, implications of potential gold rally on broader economy. Of course, in the greater scheme of melt up continues. Okay. Again, I'm talking about our X.com community at Galaxydoc Market. Follow us. A lot of intraday charts and all the things that we do not discuss on YouTube in real time. Of course, our members will get these information a little bit quicker than you, but it still is very educational and informative. So having said that, let's move on to our disclaimer. Okay, and pause it, read it. If you agree with this disclaimer, then move forward. Okay, so again, another shameless plug. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Join X.com, Galaxydoc Market. It will help your trading and it'll help us to communicate better. And also anything that comes up, whether it's economic data or the chart that I want to share with the public, that is all going to be there. I guarantee you it will help you. So let's look at our gold analysis from last week. So I posted a bunch of stuff, and this is back in May 12th, right here. Okay, in May 12th, we talked about potentially the gold breaking out from its consolidation phase, and we talked about how the MACD is forming a potentially a bullish cross. And so I told everybody it's gone from wave one, wave two, and beginning to break out, potentially targeting into this area. Now, on May 17th, I said, hey, look, guys, it's breaking out. We're at, you know, um, not only at a breakout phase, but we're forming a cup and a handle. This is really the cup and a handle that we're talking about, right? And so this area, we were right down here, ready to break out from here, and I called it out and said, we're going higher. And so we broke out of a cup formation, cup and handle formation. If you can kind of visualize the cup and then form a little handle and going up, maybe it's just a cup formation, but it broke out of the 3-week consolidation phase and now making moves to officially move impulsively higher. So we talked about that, and I think the gold is going much, much higher, which is implicating certain things about the broader economy, which we'll go over in this video. And so what I need you guys to do is, again, go to Galaxydoc Market, follow us, okay? These are the type of analysis that are coming out that we do not put on. In the YouTube video, it's impossible. These videos take a long time, so, but I do it all for you. Excuse me for this blurry nature because I just took a screenshot from our X.com thread. Now, this is the other one that I want to show you. This one came out on the May 19th, okay, from Global Market Investor. And basically, it's something that, I always know, but they put it very eloquently with this chart, and that the ratio of gold to the S&P 500 is at its lowest level. And yet, gold, even though it's rising at this point and everyone thinks it's expensive, it's about as cheap as it's ever been. I think gold is basically absolutely going to skyrocket due to the incessant money printing QE. And, this lip service that we're getting from central banks, including our own Fed, that they're interested in bringing the inflation down. You cannot fight inflation if you keep printing money or if you keep issuing bonds that no one buys and you buy it back. Okay, I think that's literally what's going on. And that's why I think all of this issue is done by design. By the way, guys, as you know, gold is the store of real value. I posted this on actually X.com. Asset suppression is by the big banks like JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, LBMA, London, and central banks to instill confidence in their paper fiat money system, which is failing at this moment, okay? All they can do is jawbone and give hope to the market that somehow they're able to cut interest rate. By the way, cutting interest rate is not going to save inflation. In fact, it's going to exacerbate it, but that's another topic for another time. And the other thing is that while they're saying that, central banks on record are buying gold at record rate. It's just that we know that they're doing that, but they're really not disclosing how much they're buying. We know that there's something coming around the corner, and this is what they're doing. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you. Okay, so is there more upside for gold in the years ahead? Of course there is, folks. All right, and in fact, I think there's going to be more upside in the coming weeks, maybe this week as well, and we'll share with you my technical analysis on why I think that way. So real quick primer, and these are kind of the stuff that are available in our courses. And as a community, you'll have access to these type of um, discussions and education, in short spurts, whether it's on X.com or within our own community thread. These are what's going on. But why is gold relevant, guys? You guys should know this by now, but if not, this is where you're going to hear it from me. Gold is the world standard for real asset value. It is the store of value. It is the gold standard. There's a reason why they call things gold standard, right? Gold is highly valued during times of what? Inflation, hyperinflation, and stagflation. Of course, there are recessions, Great Recession. I say laugh aloud because nothing was fixed during the Great Recession of 2007 to 2009, right? In fact, things have gotten worse. The only people that got rich are the big banks, right? And the insiders and politicians. And of course, depression. Guys, if you don't think we're going to maybe hit this in the global fashion, you're deluding yourself, okay? Watch what they do, not what they say. Okay, financial panics and disasters when gold becomes relevant. Are all of these actually going to come to fruition? Geopolitical uncertainty and tension. When the countries are running out of money, it becomes a battle for resources. And in those battle for resources, each country's become more and more territorial, more and more protective of those assets, and more belligerent towards each other. Hey guys, that's what's going on right now, right? And there's rumors of war, tensions of war. There are actually wars and people basically being killed and all these other things. But that's what happens. Okay? Again, war. And the drumbeat is continuing. NATO is lining up on, I don't know, on the German and Polish borders right now, apparently. And, but I don't want to get into those politics. I just want to tell you that gold is highly valued during times of these uncertainty times, right? Gold-backed standards, they're talking about cryptos, CBDCs, central bank digital currencies backed by gold. BRICS are talking about their own currency backed by gold. I mean, holy cow. We talked about American US dollar reserve currency status. That's a farce, folks. All right. We are a waning empire. Okay. If you don't want to call it that, that's fine. But let's call it for what it is and start being honest with what's going on. It'll help you survive this and maybe even prosper going forward. Gold is the honest money. It's not manipulatable. Okay. What that means is that while the central banks could continue to print money, put extra zeros, when they rescue the markets, or pretend that the bond auction went really well at super high interest rates, it's like subprime rates at that point, right? And say that everything is fine. And while most of the majority of the people will believe that, if you are astute about supply and demand and how money actually works, you're going to find out that the fiat money system or the fractional reserve banking system, another topic for another day. I have so much to share, but so little time, and I got to be careful what I say, right? So the issue is that those are basically money system that was designed to usurp and take away from your right to prosper and pursue your happiness. We are basically becoming a world that is becoming managed, right? It's like Soviet Union all over again, right? How many of you believe the CPI data or jobless claims data that has come out recently? All right. I talked about my milk inflation. Okay. All of those are reasons why gold is important. All right. Now, central bankers hate gold, yet now they're buying. And they're telling you that it's a worthless relic. Remember, Bernanke came out and said that back in 2008, that it's a worthless piece of relic that has no real value. And all of a sudden, when their system is failing, when this, fiat money, paper money system, monopoly money is failing, they are buying. Finally, do what they do, right? Not what they say. If you follow what they say and say everything is awesome, then you should go out and continue to buy paper assets like stocks. You know, you can trade them, But I think the days of buy and hold are going to be vastly underrated. And of course, a lot of people are saying, well, they're going to just keep hyperinflating, so these assets will go higher. Yes, that's true. But there's going to come a time when because this is based on trust, it's going to go away, folks. All right. So why is gold relevant? For those reasons, because the fiat money system is exactly that. It's written on worthless piece of paper, and throughout history, this has happened. Even in our brief history in the United States, we're a very young country. We've had those things. Okay, remember when America was first formed? They had a currency called the Continental. Okay, the Continentals were worth less than the paper it was printed on. Just think about that, folks. So let's do some gold technical chart analysis. We're going to look at the daily and the weekly using my Galaxy method. And you might ask me, what is the Galaxy method? Well, you're going to find out. So using my Galaxy method, it's basically simple, common sense approach to finding out, is there momentum, is there strength, is there stalling, and is there items within our technical analysis that can show us if there's any type of continuation of the movement or if there's going to be change in direction. Okay, so we start out with, that's why RSI is higher. Okay, relative strength index is basically showing us that there is strength. Okay, yes, there can be pullbacks, but it's basically in a channel, and I think we're going to start breaking out from above here. We look for chart formation, something that's obvious. We look for the chart formation. And what does this look like to you? This is a cup. And I mentioned this in the X.com. Here is kind of the market structure that it needs to break out of, and we broke out of it, right? And I call it market structure because it set up a structure and it needs to validate, and we have validated it. We did pull back on this auto pivot R1. And if you want to learn more about this, consider joining our community. I'll show you how to set your charts up and what all these numbers mean, but these are resistance 1 and resistance 2. Okay? Work harder? No. You work smarter and get more done. That's what we want. Then you look at all of the moving averages. We're above most of the moving averages. Here's the 200. Here's the 150. We're above there. We're above the 20 SMA. We're above the 80 EMA. We're above the 10 SMA. All of that is a bullish sign. And look at all of these. So we're basically looking for further upside. We just got to get over this R1 resistance zone of 2417. However, I think it'll be a stone's throw to the 2440 to about 2450 level. And if you don't think this is going to break out in the next couple of weeks, you are mistaken. But the volume is telling you something. We have preponderances of volume that are suggestive of the fact that we have increasing buying interest when compared to these sell volumes. Okay, so that's very important to note. And then as we go down lower, you're going to see that we have the MACD crossover, and then we have the MACD histogram basically becoming bigger and in a rising fashion. CCI is breaking out of the channel. And then stochastics is basically fully directional. And on top of all that, we have a bullish formation on our PPO ADX crush indicator. Again, I told you that when you have these type of thing, it is bullish. Okay. If you want to learn more about this, hit me up on the Coach Brandon at protonmail.com. Let's figure out how to work together. Okay. Otherwise, if this makes sense to you, awesome. That's the whole intent of it. We are beginning to gain more accumulation. I didn't extend this line up, but we are going higher. And then ATR is beginning to rise from the top end of the area. And so from that top, when we had that hyperparabolic move, and then as we pull back, that's what it's talking about. Okay. And I don't know why my mouse doesn't want to roll, but it's basically coming right up to the top. And I do believe there's going to be a pretty deep pullback coming sometime in the summer, but not before it takes on like really historical all-time highs at these levels. And then gold. Okay, let's look at gold on the weekly. Okay, so I wanted to go over these levels and how I mark these. And so how I trade is basically in phases. Here's the phase 1 first initial support level, and we touched here and we basically broke out. So that is phase 1. The phase 2 is it becomes a little more impulsive. This is impulse phase 2 in Galaxydoc method, and basically we find support right at these levels, and then we form the phase 3 and we keep touching those areas, and then we have the phase 4 parabolic move when it basically becomes vertical. This is where the money is made from phase 2 to phase 3, but obviously these take a little time and it becomes stronger and stronger. At phase 4, we have the phase 1 pullback down into the phase 3 area. We find support near that area. Before that, in this case, we found support at the ADMA. You hear me talking about this ADMA. I think it is the most important for my methodology. And now we have started phase 1 again on the uptrend. Here is the resistance that we need to get over. And realistically, 2450 is where we need to go. And for those of you that's already bought these, especially in the membership groups, okay, you're sitting pretty. I mean, this is going to be at least a 15 to 20x trade at the very least, okay, if not more. Okay, so this is what we're looking at in terms of our gold formation, and then let's go down and see what's going on the weekly. We do have divergences forming, but we're fully directional. These divergences will take some time to play out. This is a weekly. It just lets us know that it's probably going to form a all-time new highs before we start falling down. So we need to look at these. We do have a divergence on the CCI. We're still in the positive area, but these are telling you that pullback is coming, a bigger one, right? But at the same time, stochastic is positive. It had a bullish crossover. So and on weekly, it doesn't happen like a shorter time frame. You got to know your chart pattern. So we have this very bullish, both the daily and the weekly have this bullish crush indicator that's telling us we're going higher, right? But over time, somewhere along here, we're going to start forming these turns. This is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking for, okay? Accumulation. We broke out of the channel right here, okay? Accumulation is happening at an astronomical level, but things are going to get basically overbought at this level. And we are on the ATR basically fully directional, right? And there's a lot of momentum here. We're probably going to break up to here. But when we turn back down to this area, that is when we're also going to stack these indicators into our favor, and we're going to know when these are going to pull back, right? Right? This is the Galaxydoc method. It's simple. You want to learn how to do this? Talk to me, okay? So that's what we're doing right now. So that's our Galaxydoc method and the Galaxy method. And so this is in coinciding with the consumer demand destruction. Our money doesn't buy much of anything. Everyone thinks that, again, rising home prices is such a great thing. No, your home didn't improve in value. Your dollar just purchases less and less, and now it's affecting food. People are increasingly spending their hard-earned dollars on food and things to survive on, not on luxury goods, on vacations, on cars, and crap that they don't need anymore. This is a shift that is coming, and I think this is by design. So gold technical pullback on a 3-week consolidation phase 1 is over. It's starting a new phase 1 bullish count, and I think this is the climax top that is coming in the short term. And then we will get a pretty sharp pullback, but I think we have weeks left on this rally, okay? If you get scared out and you start shorting gold now, you're going to get really, really hurt. So gold potentially targeting, and I said, like I said, 2457 to 2483 in a short term, right? What do I mean by short term? I'm talking about in the next 3 to 10 days. Okay, longer term, I think 2503, 2615 is likely in the next 3 to 4 months. Okay, but not before there's going to be some pullbacks. You already see divergences forming, so we have to pay attention to that. Okay, so that is my part 3 on gold and broader economy. There's something happening in the economy that the market doesn't like while they're telling you that everything is awesome and that the Fed has your back and that they know what they're doing. Okay, I think Jerome Powell is completely confused. Okay, and in fact, I don't even know if he's confused or if he's doing it on purpose. But the thing is that you want to find out more about that, join me at Galaxydoc Market on x.com. Follow us, okay? Doesn't cost anything. Like us, share us, and above all, comment, good and bad. Give me some pointers. Do you like my videos? Is it too long? Some of you said it's perfect. Some of you said it's too long, okay? So I'm just going to split the middle. And thank you, subscribers. You know, our channel is growing, and so I'm grateful for that. And any type of business inquiries, you want to find out how to work with us at Galaxydoc Market. Inquire to Coach Brandon at protonmail.com. In the meantime, let's get some alpha.